Good evening, everyone. It is 6 p.m. on January 23rd, and I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'd like to ask Senior Pastor John Dees from Crosspoint Church to come forward.
Let's all just take a moment just to be still before the Lord and just tell the Lord today in your own heart how much you love Him. And if there's anything between you and your Heavenly Father that needs to be corrected, just talk to Him about it in your heart. And let's be thankful for all the blessings we have. Father, it's such a privilege to be here tonight and to pray for these folks who lead us and work hard. It's not always easy to be a leader. It's not always easy to be a leader. And we just pray for these. Lord, you tell us in your word, Psalm 33, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Father, not just a nation, but communities and towns and cities and folks right here in Madison, Alabama. Lord, I thank you that we don't always worship the same way and we don't always believe the same things, but we do acknowledge that you are God, and we trust that. We didn't just happen here. We believe that you are incredible and all-powerful. And Lord, I pray, Lord, just a special blessing upon this council and this meeting tonight. In the matchless name of Christ Jesus, our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor Dees. And now I'd like to ask DMS Racing to come to the front to lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you. Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Finley,
Here.
Councilmember Robleski,
Here.
Councilmember Spears,
Here.
Councilmember Powell,
Here.
Councilmember Shaw,
Here.
Council President Bartlett,
Here.
Councilmember Denzine,
Here.
Councilmember Seifert.
Here.
Okay, we have some amendments to the agenda this evening. I believe the first amendment is a walk-on presentation from the Madison Street Festival. And we have Crystal McBrayer here to do that. So that's going to be the first presentation under presentations. Next, I think we have some resolutions. Mr. Kilgore?
Councilmember Shaw had requested two resolutions to basically fund a couple of accounts with CB&S Bank. Since these are technically two different accounts, one for a certificate of deposit and one for money market, we have two resolutions. The first one's 2023-054R. That's for authorization of a certificate of deposit for funds designated for the Phase 2 I-565 interchange. And resolution number 2023-055R. This would be a resolution to establish a fund for a money market account with CB&S Bank for those same funds for the interchange.
And we're adding that under Councilmember Shaw's line item?
Yes.
And this is because Finance Committee met right before our meeting this evening?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you have any other resolutions that you need to correct?
I do not.
Okay, I see one under the consent agenda, item L.
Yes, what we have here with L is, let me see, I'm sorry. I was not familiar with L.
I think it's the finance department instead of the clerk's office. That was the corrected resolution that you've prepared. Is that right, Lisa?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a corrected resolution to indicate which department
That's right.
that's coming out of. And then I think we have one other correction from engineering. Would you like to come forward? This is under 13, engineering, item C.
Yes, ma'am, it's item C. The funding is coming from, Fund 11, the Stormwater User Fee Fund, and not directly from the department budget.
Okay, so
For that
that will be
software.
corrected to indicate Fund 11 from the stormwater fees
Correct.
when you come up later. All right, with all of that, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve. Second?
Roll call.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine,
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the agenda is approved as amended. Now, we have minutes number 2023-01-RG from January 9th. Motion and second?
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Ready for vote?
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Greg?
Thank you, Greg.
Katie had second.
Okay.
Katie had second.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye. Excuse me, aye.
sorry, Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine,
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. We also have minutes number 2023-01-WS, and Councilmember Denzine has an amendment to those minutes.
I propose the addition of, during discussion, Councilperson Denzine spoke in favor of the impact fees. She quoted from the study, an impact fee represents future development's proportional share of the capital facility needs. She explained that the individuals within the new units will increase demand in the facilities, creating the need to increase the supply of park acreage, recreational facilities, library space, and books. She went on to express that the fees are a positive because the new residents and old residents will know their quality of life will not diminish as the population increases. The money would always be there as demand increases and expansion is required.
As amended, could I have a motion and a second?
Move to approve as amended.
Second.
Motion and second. Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. Now, presentations and awards. We have our first walk-on presentation from the Madison Street Festival, and Crystal McBrayer. Would you like to come forward?
Good evening, Mayor Finley and council members. The Madison Street Festival organization would like to thank you for the opportunity to come before you and recognize some really wonderful educational programs that are making a difference in our community. Tonight I am joined by Keegan Moomaw, and she is the chair over grants, and my name is Crystal McBrayer. I am serving as president. The Madison Street Festival organization walked into 2022 after being away for 2 years with a three-part mission: secure enough sponsorships, vendors, and donors to fund the festival. Second, manage our budget in a climate of rising cost and still create a fun, magical day for our community. And third, give as many grants as possible to finish our 40th festival celebration to accomplish our mission as a 501c3 nonprofit. Madison Street Festival's mission is ultimately to support students of all ages by providing access to education and educational programs. We all know that this community has some of the best educational programs in this entire state. We know that. Mission-minded individuals who are passionate about teaching and supporting students. That became even more evident for us when we had over 30 programs apply for grants for from our 2022 festival. 16 of those programs fell in line with our mission statement and are doing exceptional things within our community. Please help me congratulate the following 2022 Madison Street Festival grant recipients. Grant recipients, please come forward when your name is called. American Legion Post 229 Foundation, Grant awarded to help toward scholarships for Madison City School delegates to the Alabama Boys and Girls State Convention in June of 2023. Bob Jones High School Teaching Academy, Reading Buddies. Grant awarded to help create a program where younger students are paired with high school students. The older students read to the younger students to help promote reading. Columbia Elementary 3D Art. Grant awarded to help cover material costs for 3D art supplies. Columbia Elementary School, Shopping for Success. Grant awarded to help purchase items to create vendor booths and supply the different booths with items the students can purchase using fake currency they earned for good behavior, completed work, and classroom jobs. Columbia Elementary School, Astros. Grant awarded to help purchase coding rights, accessories, and batteries for enrichment and STEM groups. Discovery Middle School, Panther Racing. Grant awarded to help purchase basic build materials required to modify the Green Power Car steering mechanism. Heritage Elementary School, Finch Robots. Grants awarded to help purchase Finch robots. Heritage Elementary School, hands-on literacy learning with Versatiles. Grants awarded to help purchase Versatiles BOB book sets for kindergarten teachers. James Clemens High School, photography. Grants awarded to help update cameras. James Clemens High School Special Education Program, Brain Gym. Grant awarded to help purchase a recumbent exercise bike with a video program screen. Madison City Schools Robotics Team. Grant awarded to help fund their first robotic competition of 2023. Madison Elementary School STEM Club. Grant awarded to help purchase materials needed to create different opportunities for students to explore and learn through STEM Club challenges. Midtown Elementary School Music Program Rhythm and Rhymes. Grant awarded to help create a music program at Midtown Elementary. Midtown Elementary Archery Team. Grant awarded to help to purchase bows, arrows, and targets for the archery team. Rainbow Elementary School Resource Classroom, sensory items. Grant awarded to help purchase items for the sensory classroom. Sorry. The Danny Kendall Johnson Foundation. Grant awarded to help towards the education program that provides scholarships and assistance to students taking the ACT and how to successfully interview in a professional environment. Grant recipients. From the entire Madison Street Festival organization, all the sponsors, vendors, and donors that made our 2022 festival possible, including our city officials, departments, and our community, we say thank you for all you do to enrich the lives of students and for your willingness to work to enhance the educational experience for people of all ages and abilities. We will be here cheering you on in 2023. Mayor Finley, council members, and all in attendance tonight, please help me in giving a huge round of applause to the Madison Street Festival 2022 grant recipients. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who's been so involved at the Madison Street Festival. It is an awesome, awesome community event. And congratulations to all your winners. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Successful Life Save Awards. Chief Bailey.
Not at all.
Hello, again tonight we celebrate a successful life save as a result of outstanding service from the individuals you see here tonight. This is another great example of our strong community chain of survival capability that we have in our city. Tonight, we are honored to present awards to several Madison Fire and HMC members. The Star of Life is awarded to someone who successfully saves a life while performing medical interventions. The Unit Citation is awarded to teams of responders and citizens that provide support to these activities engaged in saving a life during a fire, a rescue, or a medical emergency. These are only awarded once the patient survives and is discharged from the hospital. On November 20th, 2022, the Madison County Emergency Communications 911 Center received a call reporting a witnessed full arrest at a home here in Madison. HMC dispatcher Alexander dispatched the HMC medic unit, sent the call to the Madison dispatchers to send Madison Fire, and talked the caller through performing CPR until medics arrived. HMC Medic 12 and Madison Fire Squad 3 and Engine 3 responded to the home. Medic 12 and Madison units arrived in a few minutes, with the HMC medics making first contact with the patient. They found the patient's wife performing CPR in a small space, so they moved him to allow for more access. The HMC and Madison Fire members worked together to continue CPR, establish an advanced airway, start an IV and deliver cardiac medications, and to deliver 2 defibrillations. The patient regained a pulse and blood pressure and was transported to the hospital. He was released from the hospital on November 30th with no deficits. The patient and his wife were going to be here tonight, but they, according to our medic that is a good friend with them now, they had last-minute conflicts, so they couldn't make it. So the Star of Life Award is going to firefighter paramedic Curtis Rosner. Raise your hands when there we go. Firefighter Advanced Medic Jeremiah Johnson, Paramedic Sylvia Bell, Paramedic Chris West, and the unit citation is going to Dispatcher Morgan Alexander. She has actually moved on to New Mexico, so accepting that in her stead is her co-worker for many years, Patrick Fears, and also the unit citation to Captain Paramedic Chris Ramsey, and driver paramedic Stephen Long, who could not be with us tonight. So, thank you for everything you've done. Awards as we go.
Thank you, Chief. Now we will open public comments. All comments are limited to 3 minutes. As a reminder, please go to the podium and speak directly into the microphone so people at home can hear, and closed captions will work. First, state your name and your council district or neighborhood. You no longer need to state your home address. Address your remarks to me as City Council President. The council will not enter into dialogue at this time. This section of the agenda is for you, the public, to inform us, the City Council, about your views. If you have questions, we will ask staff to address them at an appropriate time after the meeting. We've had one comment card turned in, and that is from Bernadette Mayer.
Good evening. I am Bernadette Mayer. I'm in District 5, Renee Bartlett's district, and I live in Heatherwood subdivision. I last addressed this group in November. I again want to express my disappointment in about the 3-minute time limit versus 5-minute time limit. First, I do want to say I appreciate the time and effort of all the elected officials, but number one, I'm going to say what I did last time was there was an erosion of trust and confidence to do what is best for the city of Madison. That is the number one reason why I'm speaking tonight. Directing our tax revenues for best use. This council and previous councils have taken on major ongoing bond debt and the decisions on how this bond is used. this is just, making me feel like I need to stand up and be vocal about that. Number two, I've seen glimmers of positive messages at this council, especially discussing short-term and long-term capital improvement plan, yet the mayor's not made the efforts to work with city council, as far as I can see, to develop a listing by the city council so all Madison residents can see the major expenditures and plan of financial obligations and having a true capital improvement plan. The mayor's been working on other things which but this should be one of his priorities of time and effort. Number three, Mary Finley, you are very knowledgeable about the city of Madison, yet you have really helped and been key in orchestrating outside influences, having you champion the push for Madison change in government, beginning with the hand-picked Madison City Government Committee members with their biased report on the city webpage, along with positive general unproven statements. This council city manager form of government is not a new idea. It's failed in other states. It has infiltrated some Alabama cities who have made this change. They're unproven results, not demonstrated for what they claim. So, to go along with that, there's been use of, and this Madison Visionary Partners exhibit that was in one of the last meetings, and it says, city must prioritize its projects. That's why Madison Vision Partners works on leveraging ongoing city projects. Well, it seems you expect more from resident fundraising and financial support than the city expects from developers. You're executing large bonds and city funds with little or no money available for city infrastructure and improvement, or without a short-term and long-term capital improvement program. How this council is spending its time, efforts, and directing the city. And then the other part of that is also going along with the use of funds to Ball Corp and the city bonds, which favor developers.
Ms. Mayor, I'm
Yes,
sorry,
over
you're
my
out
time.
of time.
Okay,
Thank
the fourth item is listed on her thing. It's actually, saying that the work session for 111 wasn't on the public, electronic city meeting directory, and that needs to be corrected, so.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mayor.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else who would like to address the council?
Hello, Council President. My name is Jennifer Coe, Ashley Estates, District 5. Transparency. So, what is resolution number 2023-047R? Agreement with Macomb Group for Wayfinding Project Phase 3. What project is this wayfinding? And what were phases 1 and 2? Why would we pay a consultant $32,000 just to pick out signs? How many phases are in this project, and could it be the Sand River Trail? And how is that related to the appropriation for the middle school road extension for $225,411.18 for approximately 20 days worth of work in November? How much have we spent on that part of the Singing River Trail? And I'm just not sure why the Singing River Trail seems to be a secret project. And what is Resolution 2023-043R, authorizing the establishment of a special revenue fund? What is the source of that fund? More on transparency. Why wasn't the Finance Committee meeting disclosed on the community calendar this month? They had a Finance Committee meeting today that was never announced to the public. Is this what continuity means for best practices in city management? Trash pandas. Where is the money coming from to improve the Trash Panda Stadium? I thought Ball Corp was supposed to contribute the dollars over and above the $1.4 million annual payment to the city of Madison. So for the stadium upgrades, the venue maintenance fund they should be contributing over and above to the venue maintenance fund. Since Ball Corp is not paying more than the $1.4 million annually, is the taxpayer stuck with the bill? Governance transition. Why, oh why, are almost every single one of our public officials, I think with the exception of Mr. Powell, elected and appointed, so zealously trying to ram this council manager government through? Why do our own elected officials think we're better off adding a layer of non-transparent bureaucracy to Madison city government? Why does Madison need a corporate board-style government? Because you're reaching for power. Why didn't Madison Ford turn in a petition to Limestone County Probate? Are the people of Limestone County that live inside of Madison, are they getting the proper representation? Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council?
Margie Daly, Karen's district. City manager, monarchy, dictatorship, we might as well go back to British rule. A group think type government, a green giant of power grabs. Plausible deniability silences the voices of we the people. Zero public input, even less transparency. Madison Forward petition signatures were collected under less than honest, truthful means. Deceptive, nefarious at best. We will not be anything like Auburn, Festivia Hills, or Mountain Brook. They've had that for decades, the 1960s and the 1980s. The new law updates bring us a socialist groupthink structure. We won't give up our constitutional rights and choose to implement the corporate board with as few as 5 people to run our city. I believe many voters moved here to get away from crime, regulations, multiple level dwellings, needle exchanges, high taxes, lobbyists, big government, etc. Taking our constitutional rights, eliminating separation of powers, eliminating the executive branch of government, eliminating our votes on the person who runs our city in perpetuity. You took our lighting on the main roads in the older neighborhoods. Ordinance to no longer prosecute small crimes, opioid settlement for a needle exchange. Our city has enough intellectually competent citizens. They can look up what a city manager is online. This government type is failing all over our nation. Corruption in most cases. It's used globally, sponsored by the Rockefeller Foundation. City manager is globalist. Venezuela, Cuba, Russia, China, etc. Madison needs updated infrastructure and road repairs. Giving us only piecemeal while developers, Ball Corps, MVP receive all our tax dollars. We need road improvements, traffic lights, water and sewerage is insufficient. There's about 15 supposed grassroots nonprofit, yet they consist of the same 10 people. You have no clue how to treat your constituents and build a secure, safe city. We must not allow you to steal our government structure by deception. Install a selected individual. Deny our right to choose an elected by the people mayor. Vote no city manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Staley. Would anyone else like to address the council? Seeing none, we will close public comments and move to the consent agenda and finance committee report.
The Finance Committee met today at 4 o'clock, and I'm not sure why that it was not posted, but we meet the second Monday of the month at 4 o'clock every month. So
The second council meeting.
yeah, the second council meeting of the month at 4 o'clock. If something changes, then we'll post it. I'm very sorry that was not posted. With that, we discussed these resolutions that I'll bring up shortly, and any of the periodic bills that need to be discussed, we talked through them either individually or in there. And with that, I'd like to move to approve.
Second. Also, I'd like to point out plethora of donations to the Senior Citizens Center, or to the Senior Center. Looks like a donation from Westminster for $1,500 as well to the tennis courts at Dublin Park. And I think that's all of them. There's a bunch of them, though. Thanks for everybody that donated.
Okay, ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine,
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Presentation of reports, and we begin with Mayor Finley.
All right, well, a couple of things. Also in the consent agenda, we had 5 different organizations: the Huntsville-Madison County Emergency Management Association, Huntsville-Madison County Convention and Visitors Bureau, Madison County Health Department, Liberty Learning Foundation, and Big Brothers Big Sisters, who also received appropriations that council had approved. A couple things. One, concerning the CIP. As anybody who had made an appointment with me or had been in my office any time in the last month and a half would see that my whiteboard looks like an Excel spreadsheet. It is defined with all of the projects council, department heads had given as far as their immediate needs for CIP. We're working on those right now, working with department heads to get, be ready for the work session in mid-February?
February 11th.
February 11th, mid-ish. And we'll have a discussion on CIP projects at that point. So we have listened to our council and are working on getting them information where they would be able to, support the mid-year budget with things that we might need, and also prioritize some of the stuff that they might want. Along the lines of one of the folks that's funded, the Madison Visionary Partners, I've met with Melanie Thornton today, got a great spreadsheet from them as far as their focus on our community center and raising funding on that. So they've defined some of the naming rights, a la what had happened with it's kind of what we did with YMCA, but they've got a great game plan, defined someone to support that, and they'll be moving out with trying to start securing that. And then also we've had interviews and put in place Chris White as our new Director of IT. Chris is 19 years here in the city, did a great job in his interviews, a good focus on both the strategic and the tactical for IT, and we're excited to be able to do that. Chris, great to have you here, and congratulations. That said, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. District number 1.
Yes, ma'am. I have a couple of slides I'd like to just show you. I'm pleased to announce that ReadyFest, after a 3-year absence, we were able to have it in 2019. Had to take a break during COVID, and wanted to show also those just show the 6 areas of concentration that we are really focusing on this time, which are safety and security, food, water, and shelter, health and medical, energy, communications, and transportation. This event will be Saturday, February 25th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., that's a Saturday, at Discovery Middle School. And if you could show the next slide as well, please. We're going to have both indoor, and it's not a big deal if you can. We're going to have both indoor and outdoor presentations. Madison Fire and Rescue is going to be there. HEMC, the search dogs, they do a presentation where somebody goes and hides and the dog goes and finds them. So I just wanted to ask everyone to mark their calendar. We want it to be a really fun, community-wide engaged event. We're going to have food trucks there, and I just want to give a special shout out to Steve Perry. We met for a couple of hours this week just going over different logistical, or actually last week, different logistical aspects, and he's just been fabulous to work with, and I'm just so happy to have this event back. We have a lot of weather in our area, and a lot of weather that you have literally seconds to prepare for. So I would just encourage, even if you think you kind of know what you know, to come out to the event and just see. They're going to be giveaways and a lot of fun. So mark your calendar for Saturday, February 25th. I'd also like to thank the Huntsville-Madison County Public Library for inviting me to their leadership roundtable. I think Council President Bartlett is going to go in a couple of weeks, and it was just great to talk with them about their strategic plan and their plan for our community, and just how important the library system is. I think we saw that firsthand during COVID. And then went with Council President Bartlett, Mayor Finley, and Councilmember Spears today to the Alabama legislative update, and it was just really interesting to hear. I had never heard that we're the #1 state for manufacturing airplanes. I had no idea. We're #2 for cars. I figured we were probably behind Michigan with that, but I had no idea. So just a lot of exciting, good things happening in the state of Alabama and in the city of Madison. And want to also say congratulations, Chris. He's already helped me with a computer issue, 'cause, you know, my kids aren't here anymore, so he's my tech support. So I want to say welcome officially to the family, in an elevated role. Glad to have you. And that's all I have.
Thank you. District number 2.
Yes, the February work session is the 15th, not the 11th.
Oh, sorry. Wrong date, sorry.
So that's okay, I just wanted to clear that up. Also, one of the things that was brought up at the, legislative update today is the fact that our economy here in Alabama is really thriving. Our revenues are up for statewide, and that is, everybody had such a positive outlook on this coming year for our state and for our role in the nation, and how we can better, position ourselves for the future, for Space Command, for all of those big things that could come to our area, and how we can contribute nationally. And so it was just a very, very enlightening morning. Also, I'm very excited. I was after we did the IT interviews the other day, and congratulations, Chris. The mayor took me into his office and showed me the CIP list on his whiteboard, and he it's a very thorough list. It takes a minute to absorb it, but I'm very excited about us having that discussion at our next work session, and thank you so much.
District number 3. Okay.
No new business.
District 4.
I have, 2 items. So, once we got the funds to build the ramps, I wanted to see if there's a way we could invest that money, before it was being used. So, we reached out to several banks, in the area to find the best rates on that. So, once we got back, CBNS had the best rates for, CDs and for a money market account. So we're waiting on AECom to give us a schedule of values on when the money will be needed, so we can move X amount into the CD and leave some in the money market account to pay those bills. So, with that, I'd like to, move to approve Resolution 2023-054R, and that's for the CD account.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion or questions?
Yes, I wanted to just point out the fact that this account will earn more interest than our current account that this money is in. And that's why we are doing these 2 resolutions, is so that the city can earn more interest on the funds, and, therefore, it's better for everybody.
And we have an RFP out right now for banking services, because indeed, our rates are pretty low, in terms of what we're earning, just in our main account, so.
Yeah, those are due on Friday.
Okay.
Proposals are due Friday.
All right, thank you. And thank you for your work on looking for ways for our money to work for us better. I applaud the Finance Committee for exploring this. Are there any other questions? All right, we're ready for a vote.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the motion passes.
The next one is for the money market account, which, be a little bit lower interest rate, but that money be available at any time. So with that, that's Resolution, 2023-055-R. I'd like to move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, we're ready for a vote.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And that motion passes. Anything else, Greg?
No, I just want to say that depending on which accounts they go in and for the, duration of it, that should bring in somewhere between $600,000 to $800,000 worth of interest money on those accounts. Other than that, that's all I have.
I had one follow-up question for you on finance just while you're here. And we had a question on the consent agenda about why we were setting aside the fund, the capital improvement fund account. And I don't know if that's for mayor or
I can answer
finance.
that. So, what Roger Bellamy had asked for is, when council decides and how they decide that they want to spend the money on the CIP, that he already has that in place. He would take that money, the first part of it, out of the general fund and move it over to the CIP fund. And he was simply asking to try to be proactive and get ahead, to be ready for that when council decides that, either on the 15th or at the next council meeting or at midyear.
Right, and this doesn't move any money yet. It just sets up the accounting fund for this that will be enacted when the CIP is approved.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I have.
Okay, District number 6.
All right, I'd just like to report on the different, committees and stuff that I'm liaison with. First, the Police Citizens Advisory Committee, they're having their meeting tomorrow night at the library. It's about handling a traffic stop, perfect for all new drivers. There also are vacancies on this committee. Please consider getting involved. We really need new faces and new ideas. So please consider that. Also, I met with people on the McDab board, went to the January meeting. Once again, they're going to have the annual Easter egg hunt. Now, it's April 8th, and you wonder, why is she talking about it so soon? It's because volunteers are needed. There's so much, again, in this community, I talked about it last time, there's just so much need in this community. So volunteers, if we could just step forward and be involved. And the Easter egg hunt for the special needs kids is the same day as the Easter egg hunt for the city. It's a wonderful event and everything. So if you've got time, please do get involved. Also, they are looking for additional board members. The next one is the Beautification Board. We also had our meeting. They just completed the Arbor Day poster contest. Always, the kids do such a wonderful job. And they're going to be giving out their awards for that at our next City Council meeting on February 13th. Also, they are looking for additional board members if you're interested in that at all. Finally, Madison Street Festival. We start tomorrow night with our first meeting working towards this year's festival. It takes us all year. It's a wonderful committee. If you've got time, please consider volunteering for that too. It is, as you saw tonight, it gives back so much to the community besides what we get the day of the festival. So just those things that are happening in our community, please do consider getting involved in. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. District number 7.
No new business.
Okay, I just have a couple of items. First, Maura, I'm glad you mentioned the library strategic planning process. We are indeed engaging in a new strategic plan. At the last library board meeting, we looked at just data on circulation, and again, the Madison branch has the highest circulation of all branches of the library, even exceeding the main branch and the new South Huntsville branch, and that continues. So that's exciting to see that our community uses our library so much. At the legislative update today, I'm going to share another factoid. Mara shared one. We heard from our legislative delegation in terms of things they're working on, and State Representative Anthony Daniels talked about his priority on education. And one of the data points he shared with us is that for every $1 you invest in early childhood education, you save $7 on corrections. And so you can see that and a number of Senator Orr talked about things that he's doing, and indeed the entire legislature is doing to hold our schools accountable, giving them the support that they need under the Numeracy Act and Literacy Act, and then having follow-up to make sure that we're teaching our kids how to read and how to do math. And so it's good that they focus on education. That's so important for our community. So I just want to share that. Okay, now we are at board and committee appointments. And Karen, I believe these are yours.
Yes, they are. First, I'd like to put forth the name of Amy Patterson. She is a reappointment to place 9 for the Madison City Disability Advocacy Board. The term will expire December 31st, 2024.
Okay, are there any other nominations for place 9? Seeing none, we will appoint Amy Patterson by acclamation. Next.
Okay, the second one is, I'd like to put forth the name of Brian Goodwin to be reappointed to place 2 of the Beautification and Tree Board with a term expiration of November 27th, 2024.
Any other nominations? Seeing none, we will appoint Brian Goodman by acclamation to the Beautification and Tree Board, place 2. Okay, we have no public hearings this evening, so we'll begin with department reports and engineering.
Excuse me. Okay, first I have, proposed ordinance number 2023-007, changing the name, and designation of the public street from Halsey Road to Madison Branch Boulevard. The first reading was, January 9th, 2023.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions?
Was there any issue about the length of the name of the road for first responders? We got an email that there was a concern about the length of the road, name, characters.
It's within the required
Okay.
length.
Very good.
Any other questions? Okay, ready for a vote?
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next.
Okay. Resolution number 2023-044-R. This is authorization of a professional services agreement with Nivens and Associate appraisals for land appraisal on the proposed Madison Branch Roundabout land acquisition, in the amount of, $7,000 to be paid from engineering department budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion, couple of seconds. Any discussion, questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next.
Okay, finally, I have resolution number 2023-045-R, authorizing the acceptance of a quote from Computational Hydraulics International for software subscription services in the amount of $2,400. This is the funding item that was changed, in the amendment earlier. This will be paid from Fund 11 stormwater user fees.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire and rescue.
So again, asking for your consideration for resolution number 2023-041-R, authorizing an agreement with Vickers Consulting Services Incorporated for grant writing service. It's $1,200 to be paid from our budget. It's currently in our budget. This is for us to, they're gonna help us to put in a grant with DHS for 56 new air packs. Our air packs are old and causing us problems, and 2 generations out of standard already, and that grant will be for $476,000. So $1,200 for that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next, I've got a resolution request for number 2023-046-R, approving an agreement with the Alabama Technology Network to facilitate the development of our 5-year strategic plan for Madison Fire and Rescue in the amount of $9,400, again, to be paid from our department budget. And that Alabama Technology Network is a component of the business school at UAB.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Planning.
Favorite person?
Good evening. Your first item is resolution number 2023-38-R, and this is to authorize an agreement between the city and a property owner for the property at the southeast corner of Portal Lane and Hughes Road. You can see it up on the screen.
The property is outlined in yellow, and you'll notice to the west or left of the property, there's a large green swath. That is existing right-of-way that happens to have landscaping on it. The city received a proposal for, and has approved a proposal for a gas station and convenience store at this corner. And due to the slightly odd configuration of the site and also restrictions in terms of where we would allow access, in order to accommodate the fuel trucks, they need every bit of property that comes up to their Hughes Road property line. And so they asked the city for a variance, or they submitted a request for a variance to be able to put their required 20-foot of landscaping along Hughes Road in the existing city right-of-way. So looking at this exhibit, thought I turned it on. There we go. So this, all of the green, the dark green, is right-of-way. The area that in green where you see that light green line, that's the area of the existing right-of-way that they would want to use for their landscaping. So what this agreement does is it basically allows them to do that. It requires them to maintain it. It also states if for any reason the city needs that right-of-way back, we can come in and take the right-of-way, and then they're going to have to figure out the landscaping. This request required approval from the Zoning Board of Adjustment and Appeals. Every variance does, and that went to the ZBA, and they approved it in May of 2021. This project has been around for a little bit, and it changed ownership in the process, which is the reason for us just now coming to you. So within the remaining, we'll call it right-of-way that wouldn't be landscaped, which is all of that area, this area, there is existing water and sewer. We do not have any plans to widen Hughes Road beyond what it is. The city just happened to acquire an excessive amount of right-of-way back in the day. And so staff supporting this, again, the zoning board did approve this variance, and so we're asking for your approval of this agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion or questions? Okay, ready for a vote?
Councilmember Roblesky.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Mary Beth, can I just ask, do they have an expected, construction date or
I do
completion
not
date?
have that information at this
Just curious.
time. Yeah,
Thank
I can
you.
certainly ask them and get back with you.
Keep us posted, thank
Sure.
you.
Your next item is Resolution 2023-47-R, and this is asking for approval of our Phase 3 with our consultant McCom Group, which is out of Decatur, for the wayfinding project. The amount is $32,000, and this is already in the Planning Department budget. You may recall that you've approved 2 previous phases. We've discussed them here. Wayfinding, simply said, is signage throughout the city. The point of the wayfinding project is to create a unifying aesthetic design theme. When people are in Madison, they'll know they're in Madison because they're going to have common signage throughout. The Phase 1 was identifying the locations of all of the signage, given the various amenities that we want to bring people's attention to, whether it be a greenway, Rainbow Mountain, the library, City Hall, Chamber of Commerce. The second phase was to actually figure out what the design would be like. You'll recall we've discussed this a couple of times here, and because it had been a little bit, I'm showing you the final design. You recall the last time we discussed there were some questions about color. We've also gone to the Historic Commission and gotten their input, and we'll be going back to them with a final location of some of the signs. But I'm just going to zip through this real quickly. We have our existing monument sign at the entrance to Hughes Road. That remains, and we wanted to build off of that very attractive sign. So we've got the stone base here. There are not that many of these that would be located, but we have this as other entrance signs as you come into Madison. We have an alternative design. We have a few locations where we're not going to have a lot of right-of-way, and we thought that this design, maybe worked a little bit better, so this is also an option. There are 6 total of the first sign I showed you in these, a total of 6 of them. We have the option that they can be illuminated if we're able to work out electric, for them. All of the rest of the signs would not be illuminated. This is another option for a sign that we probably wouldn't go to just because of the right-of-way it takes up, but again, it was something the consultant came up with. And then we're going to have these different directional signs. These are examples that are showing you this particular sign, showing people how to get to historic downtown, Home Place Park, Madison Stadium, Toyota Field. This is a sign that would be identifying the downtown. We have a variety of different signage types. There's a little kiosk sign that would have a map that when you're in downtown, it would tell you, where you can go in downtown and different kinds of businesses. So that's the wayfinding sign. What our what our phase 3 would be doing is, this consultant would be doing, is assisting us putting this project out to bid so we can get a cost for what all of these signs would total. And then if the city council decided to move forward once we received bids, the consultant would be assisting the sign company with making sure we're getting the signs manufactured properly and that type of thing. So it's a fairly small contract, given the amount of work. And again, we would be coming back to you to put this out to bid, probably in another couple of months, and then reporting back to you on those bids so you can decide if you want to move forward with this project in phases or in total.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions? Are there grants available for wayfinding signs? Have I seen some cities?
There may be. We have not looked into that, and I suppose once we have a sense of what this might cost, we may want to do that. We could certainly research that.
Okay. Any questions? Any other questions? All right, ready for a vote.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Roblesky,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Motion passed.
And the last planning item is resolution number 2023-52-R, and this is to authorize improvements to Toyota Field in response to the new Major League Baseball standards in an amount not to exceed $300,000. You'll recall that we discussed this at your most recent work session. We've identified a number of Phase 1 improvements. The request for the $300,000 is to allow us to move forward with things that might not have to be put out to bid. We're hoping none of this will have to be put out to bid, but we are in the process right now of getting quotes and getting estimates so that we can figure out what that proper process will be.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions?
And this is one where we maintain the money, you manage it internally, and if anything does have to be bid, we go through the normal process that we always do within the city.
Exactly.
Any other questions?
Do you have that slide up that, you had for us that day showing what it was, what this $300 was?
I did not provide that, but it is attached to the resolution if you, and I have a copy here if you want me to.
Okay, well, if you could just explain to the people.
Pardon?
Just explain to the people that haven't looked at it.
So Phase 1 would, what we're required to do is we have to add 2 lockers to the home clubhouse. We have to add 2 lockers to the visiting clubhouse. We also have to add 2 lockers to the visiting staff locker room. For those, we're able to relocate 2 lockers in another room that we're repurposing, so we'll only have to buy 4 lockers. We have to add a freezer and a dishwasher to the home club commissary, which is the eating area downstairs for the players. We have to create a visitor club commissary, a clubhouse commissary. This will be temporary until we get to Phase 2, which will be a bigger lift. We've identified a location downstairs. It's where the mascot changes, and it's sort of an ad hoc room, I guess I'll say, for Balcor. So we've, building director and I have been there. We've met with an architect. We've had a little plan drawn up that we can repurpose this room again on a temporary basis. And so within that room, we have to put in a refrigerator freezer, which Balcor is going to, relocate that item out of their administrative offices into the downstairs, because they want to put in a new refrigerator that has a water dispenser. And everything in the, administrative offices Balcor bought. So they're just gonna put that down there. We have to put in a dishwasher, we have to put in a sink. We've got an existing, I don't know how much detail you want, but this is what you're gonna get. So we have an existing sink in our laundry room downstairs that Balcor has decided isn't really deep enough. So we're going to relocate the sink that's in the existing laundry room into this area, but we are gonna have to buy a new sink for the laundry room, so we're working on that piece. We have to buy a microwave. We have to have eating for 8 people, so we're gonna build or have built a countertop along the wall in the mascot room, and then we have chairs in the facility elsewhere, so we're gonna move those chairs there, so we don't have to buy chairs. And we also have to have it meet ADA, so we'll bring a small table and chairs, another chair in there. Also, our 2 dishwashers have to be ADA compliant. And then we have to put in storage cabinets into this temporary visitor commissary, and so Balcor has 2 wall cabinets in the administrative offices that are very nice. They're gonna relocate those, down there. In the visitor training room, we have to add a desk, which Balcor has said that they will do. We're thinking they're gonna do like a fold-down something, or else they have a small desk that they can use, so they'll provide that. We also have to add a second hydrotherapy tub. And so we've met with a plumber, and we know that we can do that, and I've got a call into the hydrotherapy tub supplier that we bought the others from to see if we can get that. In terms of the batting cage netting, there's some repairs that have to be done to the netting, which Balcor has already done. And then we also have to raise the height of the netting, and that's going to be a multi-step process, so we're going to work on that. For the dugouts, we have to add anti-skid material. Balcor is going to take that on. They've already got anti-skid material on some of the surface areas, and there's, I think, one more riser that needs it. So they're going to take that on. And then we have to add female changing room and restroom facilities. Major League Baseball has indicated that we could do that temporarily with a trailer until we get our other facility built. So I've got requests in for essentially a temporary construction trailer, but it has to have changing area, 2 showers, 2 toilets. And so we have to provide that until we get permanent female facilities. That's what we're doing in phase 1.
Okay. Do you have a deadline for all these things?
Yeah, we're supposed to have everything completed by the start of the season, in April. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Don't ask me to do anything else between now and April. That's what it means. No, I'm serious. In all seriousness, it's a hard deadline. We were ahead of schedule, now we're a little behind schedule. That was one of the reasons why for asking council to approve the $300,000, because we could go out, let's say tomorrow, and buy our dishwashers, right, and get those on order. And that's not something that would need to be bid out. But rather than going to wherever I'm going to go and get a quote and bringing it back and losing 2 weeks waiting for a meeting, it's those little things like that that we can just chip away at and get done.
Okay. So they're kind of like unfunded mandates that they're asking us to do.
Well, Major League Baseball adopted standards, and we have to, all of the teams have to comply with them. And we don't have any recourse.
Okay. Also, there's been a lot of questions asked by people how this is being funded, where the funds are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just go ahead and explain that? Not everyone's familiar with the contract from 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
can you just go over
Well,
that?
as indicated on the agenda, it's from our venue maintenance fund. When the city decided to go forward with the ballpark, the decision was made to set aside money every year, at least $300,000, into a venue maintenance fund to go towards capital improvements, whether it would be a large HVAC unit going out or needing to upgrade netting or whatever it is. We certainly didn't envision MLB adopting new standards and us having to use the monies for these kinds of things. But we do have enough money in the account to cover certainly phase one, and by the time we get to phase two, we will have enough money there. We're being very careful to make sure that that account is funded.
Okay, so is the capital maintenance fund that's in the Balcor agreement the same as the venue maintenance fund?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so all the money has been coming in from the proceeds from the ballpark,
Mhm.
pay for all these things?
Mhm.
Okay, just clarifying.
I'd like to add from that standpoint, a long time ago, did a case study on the Star Stadium, Joe Davis, and why things started to kind of go south there. And a lot of that was the increase in requirements from Major League, and their inability to meet those requirements of the stadium. And at some point, Major League says, if you can't meet my requirements, then you can't have a minor league team. And not saying that was the reason, but that was part of the reason. And that was also part of the lessons learned that we put into what we were doing with the stadium and having this maintenance fund, is so that we don't go down that road again. And so that's part of incorporating that and making sure that we learn, from other lessons. So I'm glad we have this fund. I'm glad we have the ability to pull it out and use it when we need to. And when we don't, hey, we just save it, and when rainy day does come, it's there, and we don't have to dig out elsewhere to get it.
Any other questions?
I'd just like to kind of, mention that as well. We did set this up for maintenance and those type things. I'm a little upset with the fact that we're having things that aren't really, in my mind, maintenance. We're having to redo some things because of new standards. And my question in my mind is, how many times do we get new standards? So, but I am 100% confident in Mary Beth and getting things done. I know you've had tight deadlines before, and I know you've got it done, and I know you got it done in our budget. And I think this is to prove up to 300,000, not saying that it's going to be that amount, so.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a bit less. But I think that we provided you an estimate. Certainly we'll let you know if costs come in differently. The temporary trailer, I had been given an estimate by an architect, but again, until we, see numbers, we're not going to know. But we're hoping it will be a lot less.
Well, I'm confident in you. I know you so.
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions? Are we ready for a vote?
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Hey.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
Nay.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
And the motion passes.
And may I just add, just to Mr. Powell's comment about maintenance versus capital, we, I guess, use words loosely, but the intent behind this money that we're setting aside each year was for capital improvements. Balcor has the responsibility for all the day-to-day maintenance, repairs, and costs, and so this account really is for, design. If we have to replace the scoreboard at some point, we will, or you have to put in HVAC. So it really is larger capital items. It's not, which effectively is what MLB is dictating. It's not for, day-to-day, I'll say routine maintenance. So just a clarification on that.
Okay, do we have any other announcements? Entertaining a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
We are adjourned.